I weigh on the scale at 147. I'm in the ring at 157, 158, right? That's the truth. So if I weigh in at 154 and then next day I'm in the ring at 158, it's still Keith Thurman.
Is that normal for you? And I only ask because we seen the Devin Haney for Regis at a 140-pound fight, and the fight night he weighed 165. So that was a 25-pound rehydration where you're saying 10 pounds.
What did he do? Get a liquid IV? What did they let that boy do? He did so. What did he do?
Conor Benn just rehydrated for his welterweight fight, which was a catch weight of like 150. He went up to 171 the morning of. So
nah, that's awkward, man.
Shout out to the Boxing Voice. That was the Boxing Voice doing an interview with Keith Thurman. Now, he just explained what's normal and what you would do far as rehydration, after cutting weight to make, a particular weight class, compared to what's unnormal or unusual or strange. The fact that someone is coming in 20 pounds heavy after the weight, after making weight, is unusual. Unless it's a strategy involved with it. And that has happened. Where fighters who feel like perhaps skill-wise, they need an extra advantage. The extra weight to, one, maybe to be able to absorb the fighter's punch, or two, to pack more punch and just be the bigger guy. Now, with that being said, I'm going to read something from BoxingScene.com where they interviewed Eddie Hearn. And this is what Fast Eddie had to say. It was a significant offer, explained Hearn to Boxing Social. I guess that's who did the original interview, Boxing Social. An 8-figure offer with plenty of upside. I want to try and make the fight. We're trying to make it work. Now, Eddie has a couple obstacles he got to get around. Number one, to my knowledge, Tank Davis or Abdul Wahid, I hope I said his name right. He, as far as I know, like I said, is still with the PBC, and on top of that, he campaigns at 135. Now, we keep hearing all this stuff about catch weights and weight clauses and stuff like that. To me, if you got a guy that normally comes in 20 pounds heavier on fight night as what he did when he weighed in, you're darn right I'm asking for a weight clause. I'm sorry, of the day of the fight. It's going to happen. Especially if I don't get a catch weight. It's going to happen. And if I do get a catch weight, guess what? It's still going to happen. Because I'm the A side, I'm the big draw, I'm the big dog. And if you really want to fight me to get your biggest payday that you're probably ever going to get, you're going to accept that clause. And if not, then so be it. And I can fight somebody at 135 and still get paid. And make it a good fight with a good fighter and still get paid. There's nowhere in the world this fight should take place without a catch weight and a weight clause. Because number one, why should Tank have to move up to the weight class that he normally fights at? Especially when Tank's the A side, that makes no sense. Sorry, but it don't. And then on top of that, why should I give you the ability to gain 20 pounds the night of or before we enter the ring and have me fight somebody I'm supposed to be fighting a welterweight and wind up fighting a middleweight? Why should I allow that? That makes no sense. Heck, why does boxing allow that? It makes no sense. That's absurd. And Keith Thurman showed you that by his reaction when it was explained to him that Conor Benn came in at 171 pounds fighting at a catch weight between welterweight and super welterweight or junior middleweight, whichever one you prefer. So me personally, I don't think the fight is going to happen unless they give Tank some crazy number. Not only that he can't turn down, but also that the PBC gonna say, you know what, hey, yeah, let's do this. Let's do another Tank Davis Ryan type situation where, you know, hey, let's split it down the middle or however they did it with the last, whatever. Point is that it's gonna have to be a ton of money. Now, if Conor Benn can't get Tank Davis in the ring, somebody else has stepped up and said they would love to fight him, and that's Danny Swift Garcia. Now, to me, that fight actually makes sense because you have an up-and-comer with Conor Benn, and you have Danny Garcia, the guy who's trying to get back in the statue of contender. Former champion, you know, contender. But it's hard to call somebody a contender that hasn't exactly been fighting. So Danny, you know, this will be a great start. He got there with Jose Ramirez about a year ago. Jose Benavidez, excuse me. And this will be another step to perhaps getting a fight with somebody at 154 for a title. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we can see Danny Garcia getting in there with a Tim Tszyu or somebody of that caliber in the near future. But this will be a great fight for him at 147 or at a catch weight of 154. It doesn't matter. This fight makes sense. The new guard versus the old head makes perfect sense. It ain't a freak show when you got a 135-pounder fighting somebody that's campaigned at 147 or 154. Makes no sense. I'm all for the Danny Garcia fight. I'll watch the Tank Davis versus Conor Benn fight, but I don't think it makes sense. And for those that say, oh, you just a Tank Davis, you're darn right I am. Hey, I lived in B-More for 15 years. You're darn right I am a Tank Davis fan. But that ain't even my point. Personally, I think Tank probably could beat him, especially the guy that fought the other night. But with that being said, why should he even go through with it when you got guys at 130, 135, and 140 that you can fight? Because guess what? If he move up to fight Conor Benn, unless he's going to stay at welterweight, then he got to lose weight to come back down. And that's taxing on your body. Ask Roy Jones. And that's pretty much all I got this here busting boxes on. Fight Doctor, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think. Who would you rather see Conor Benn getting there with? Danny Garcia or Tank Davis? Or should I say, which one makes more sense? Because you probably would rather see him fight Tank Davis. It could be a more exciting fight, who knows? But the fight to me that makes more sense is somebody in your own area code, near your own weight class, and that's Danny Swift Garcia. And that's pretty much all I got this here busting boxes on Fight Doctor. I am out.